This is Jason's Electronics Repair. Welcome to my ER. Today we're working on a Nintendo Switch. This is number 1008. I just got it in, paid $90 for this Switch. It says it claimed it had a damaged USB-C port. So that is what is claimed. That's as far as they check it. They check to see if the port is damaged, and then they list it as a damaged port with no further testing. I have gotten 4 of these, and 3 of them have been fixable, and the last one was not. It had shorted CPU. I'm going to go to the scope here, and we're going to take a look at this port. So you can see that a ground pin is knocked to the left there, and there's a little bit of corrosion, maybe a little bit of water damage in there. We take a look at this side here. Get it in there focused. So that side doesn't look that bad. Maybe a few lifted pins and some corrosion. So this could have some signs of liquid damage. But the only way to find out is to open it up. And to do this, I am going to be using my iFixit drivers that I have in my Hacko stand. So first I need a Y00 to take out these screws here. I'm going to zoom you guys in a bit. That's too much. There we go. And then we're going to take these Y00s out. So there's 4 of these in here. So I don't know if I'm going to skip through the disassembly process when I edit the video, so I'm going to talk through it as if I am not. So get this screw out there, and the kickstand is missing. It's that screw is really tight. That screw was remarkably tight. So is that one. Yep, that is stripped out. Yep, that has stripped out that screw. Almost looks like there's a Y-wing in there. Oh, nope, I got it. So that is definitely going to need a replacement screw. So I am going to throw that away right away so I don't end up putting it back in there. Now we're going to take out these man, these screws are tight. I don't know if that is because someone reassembled it with force, or if, it was like it's never been opened and that's how factory tight they are. So I'm not sure. It was incredibly tight. I don't get a lot of unopened stuff, so doesn't look very dirty in here. No screws missing in this section. Let's take off the game card reader. Oh, I see water damage. Major water damage. Wow, you can see it. You can barely see it in there. This has got major liquid damage. So this could be a no fix donor board right away, but we will do our best to fix it. So if this is water damage real bad, I'm not going to consider it a loss because I've been wanting to deal with some liquid damage to get experience. So I forgot a screw, of course. Alright, so we got our thermal paste. So yeah, let's go under the scope here. Let's take a look at what I'm looking at here. So let's look at this camera. So as you can see over here by the backlight connector and the SD card, there is significant corrosion. Let's see here. Yeah. That pin's loose. That pin is shot, so I may need a jumper, but that's definitely going to need to be addressed. There are my tweezers. Here they are. Let's pull that backlight ribbon out and take a look at it. So, yeah, that backlight ribbon is shot. I might be able to clean that up, but that looks like it has a broken trace on it. So, I don't know, that could be cleaned up. We'll have to see. Let me just get a little bit of isopropyl on there and see. Yep, that looks like a broken trace. Yep, that is a broken trace. Might be able to repair that. Not sure. I have seen these repaired before. So I'll see what I can do on that. Otherwise, it's going to need a new backlight. I've seen that you can do the backlight only. What I'm not liking is up here by the LCD connector is all this liquid damage. And over here by the fan connector is a bunch of nasty liquid damage. So let's just take one more look at it here. M92 has got some gunk by it. I don't know what that is. This has definitely been tripped. Not a lot, but it's been tripped. Wow. Over here by BQ is definitely got some corrosion. So, yeah, so this one's going to be interesting. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the battery. So this one is going to be an interesting one. So let's get you back over here and let's take this apart. So take off this headphone jack thing. Should have taken off the heat sink first. That was my fault on that. So, well, let's get this up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little IPA to under the sticker where the glue is. Just loosen that glue up. A little bit of upwards pressure. Oh, that is ripping right there. That one ripped. So sometimes I can get them off in one shot. So it's definitely got old thermal paste on it, factory. So let's finish disassembling this. I'm going to go ahead and take the game card reader out. Looks like there's a little bit more corrosion by this game card reader. Wow, yep. Look at that. Nasty, nasty, nasty. It's got some writing on it, so that is, yeah, this is nasty stuff. But we are going to attempt to fix it anyways. So get this fan connector unhooked. All right, so fan's out. Let's get some of these ribbons unhooked here. The LCD connector. Yeah, that is in there. That is like sealed up in there. Wow, that's nasty. We'll take a look at that in a minute. So this flex out, that is highly corroded. That flex out. Speaker out. There we go. The speaker out. Let's get these antennas. That one wasn't even connected. So, I'm not sure. Maybe it has been opened before. Hope all this is in shot and I'm still recording. So I'm probably not going to edit this down to a fast disassembly because of everything I find. I take something out and I get more and more nasty water damage corrosion. So let's see what we got here. Let's get the board out. Let's flip it over. Nothing really bad on the back. So let's look at a few things here under the scope. So let's look at, not that, turn that back off. This is the one I want. So let's look at this flex here. So that's got some corrosion on it. That might be able to be cleaned up. And let's look at this. This has got some corrosion, but it looks like I'm going to have to replace the backlight anyways. So it's got some corrosion on the back. There is corrosion all down in here. I don't think there's anything on this digitizer flex. The digitizer may be good. This one is a steaming pile of mess. Down here by the battery, there's a little bit of stuff in there. How's this flex? That flex looks good. Battery connector looks fine. A little bit of garbage on it. So that's that. Let's take a look at this board. So let's look at what we got here. We have the liquid damage here. Oh, I'm not liking this either. We have liquid damage around this max IC. That means we have liquid damage all by the NAND. And we have the liquid damage on this. That probably damaged this. Yeah, that looks damaged, so that will need to be replaced. So that needs to be replaced. We have it down here by the fan connector. We have a little bit here by the game card slot connector. Backlight driver looks good. Said a little bit of stuff by the M92 and around this resistor, and that pin can all be cleaned up pretty easily. Over here, this cap, I'll probably change this cap and reflow BQ, if not replace it. So this one is going to need a load of work. So let's go back to the main camera. So that is where I'm at. I am going to pull this USB-C port off and then do some measurements. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to pull this port. Okay, here's the deal with this one, guys. I was going to make this a two-part video where I really jump down to fix this, but Here is why I am not going to attempt to fix this, and I'm going to release this as a no fix video. This unit here, in addition to all the other stuff, needs a new game card reader, needs a new fan because the connector is shot. The mini SD card reader has some corrosion and a bent pen, so it needs one of those. If we look at the housing here, it needs a new LCD. It needs a new backlight, which is the same. It needs a new Joy-Con rail. The digitizer connector seems good, so that could be good. The power button is mangled, so it needs a new power button. The battery seems not good, so it probably needs a battery, and this speaker probably needs to be replaced. And then there's a bunch of corrosion in there. So that's on that stuff. Let's look at what the board needs replaced. So let's go under the microscope here, and let's start in this corner where the nasty corrosion begins. So it needs a backlight connector, a Joy-Con connector, and this has a blown trace under the backlight connector, so that would need trace repair. Under the backlight connector, the trace is gone, so excuse me, I'm not even sure how that would work. It needs this connector reworked, the mini SD card. It needs this at least reflowed to get this corrosion out of here. It needs a new port, of course. M92 has some corrosion around it. It may be good. I'm not going to test it. And then BQ needs a lot of work. Again, not going to test it because I'm not going to spend the time. There's even some damage up here by the NAND, some corrosion under the NAND. So, yeah, I'm not doing that. Oh, and then I forgot about this section. Yeah, there's more. The LCD connector is shot. Those pins right there are done, so it needs that. Could possibly need a fan connector, that diode replaced, at least reflowed, and look, the power button's got stuff under it too. This connector has stuff under it. So this is a nightmare of a unit. The back doesn't look that bad. So, but here's my thing. If I'm going to reflow this game card connector to clean up that corrosion, I'm definitely going to end up floating this BGA chip that's tied to the board. So it's a matter of how much time one wants to spend and the amount of money that it would take to fix this. So at this point, if this was free and I had to put all the parts in it, it wouldn't be worth it. I mean, at this point, it's not even donor material because, yeah, there's some donor parts on this board that are still good. But your big donor part stuff that you get from a damaged switch is your LCD, your digitizer, your game card reader, and all that stuff is damaged. So this one is going to be chalked down to a loss. Luckily, there was 2 in this lot, and the second one seems promising. I'm not going to say anything yet because it's still being fixed. So I'm going to call it here. There's links in the description if you want to support the channel. We do members. I do member early access to the videos. And you can also visit my Patreon where I focus on teaching basic electronics and troubleshooting and repair, as here where I just normally do the repair stuff. Thank you so much.